What are the next things that are going to be attacked? Because this MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history.
They already hate us, so let's make them matter. They say we extreme, yeah, I hear the chatter. I be Christ first and the rest don't matter. 2 a.m. we run up on my back, so going ultra maga. Make America godly again, that's my favorite MAGA. And I rap my Bible verses, then your favorite pastor. Overturn Roe v. Wade, cause them babies matter. If I rapped about murder, I bet I'll be their favorite rapper. But I rap about God and family, so I get banned. Sorry that.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my new channel. This is Maga Truth Media. This is going to be your number one source for the actual information that they don't want to tell you. The suppressed information. A little background about me. I've lost 13 channels on YouTube trying to get the truth out about what happened on January 6th and what happened on the night of the election. Many other things. Things that you and I know about. So I decided I'm going to give it one more try before we go to alternatives. We're going to try to have a YouTube channel where we can expose some truth. And we're going to start with a tragedy. We're going to start with what happened in Uvalde and the liberal media covering up for the establishment, covering up for the negligence that the police had. Imagine as a parent having to sit there for an hour knowing one of your children were dying inside, actually getting arrested and handcuffed, pepper sprayed because you tried to go in because the cops wouldn't. And of course, CNN avoids that key point and report on parents stopped. Now, the gunman was shooting children for 40 to 60 minutes while the police were outside and did nothing. Now, CNN report obscures this fact, uses experts to say it was an active scene, and promoted confusion. Guys, they ran a drill 2 months before this for this exact scenario. They were in lockstep with each other. They know exactly what to do. Not to mention, the Uvalde school district, like most school districts, and to the parents out there, I want you guys to know this. They use AI programs to monitor your children's social media. That's what they tell you. They want to see any keywords that can make them mass shooters. They want to see any keywords that could make them a problem. But they're not only using social media, what they're posting publicly. It's privately. It's DMs. It's text messages. This specific program is something called the Sentinel. But there's many other programs like this. This one is called Social Sentinel, and you'll hear about another one called Gaggle. Sounds a lot like Google, so we know they're tyrannical. Now you'll see here, you have parents just saying, let's just rush in because the cops aren't doing anything like they're supposed to. This was a parent, Javier Cazares, whose daughter was killed in the 40-minute school massacre. And it just shows the footage of them pinning a citizen to the ground, a parent to the ground, other than rushing in and taking out the shooter.
We're taking care of it. Shit, he ain't done yet. He dead. Not good. Y'all should have fucking treated that motherfucker like that. Let him know. What the fuck you doing to him? Let him know. ¿Qué vas a disparar, güey? You're shooting.
Now it's very chaotic, but right in front of this car where you see this guy standing, looks like stun gun in hand, ready to use that, a parent is pinned down. You can see it right there. Absolutely disgusting behavior on behalf of these officers. Now, of course, we support good officers, or I support good officers. But this is beyond the pale. And they still won't give you an active timeline. Now, the footage is heartrending, tragic, considering that some of those in anguish are being kept from protecting their children who are inside being killed by a lone gunman. Now, Berman, Chris Berman of CNN, frames this discussion in controversy, though by ignoring the context for the viewers, he fails to explain that the controversy is why the police waited 40 to 60 minutes before entering the school, even though they knew this guy was in there. And not only did they know, he posted it himself on Facebook. I don't know about you guys, but if I post something on Twitter or on Facebook that they don't like, my account's down in about 5 minutes. This guy posted that he killed his grandmother and he was going to shoot up in an elementary school, and this didn't cause any red flags. Now, after the shooting of the grandmother, he was in a chase with troopers and other law enforcement who tracked him to the elementary school, which then somehow he evaded all of those police to scale a fence and get inside of the school. And you're going to hear mixed narratives on what happened when he went to enter the school. My thing I would say to you is look at initial reports. When the initial reports came out, it said he was met at the door by an armed school official. Now that has changed. Now they say that never happened. It was kind of like how we went from 2 dead to 8 to 10 to 14 to 18. That's not confusion on part of the police. That's confusion to confuse us. They don't want us to know exactly what happened. They want to cover up because this wasn't their standard shooter that they want. They couldn't put this one in a box, It was a cross-dressing Mexican, so they didn't want to let you have all the facts. Every time there's a shooting, within 24 hours, you get a detailed timeline of what happened. In this case, we're on day 3, day 4, and they're still piecing it together. Very fishy. Now, Beto O'Rourke, who earlier in the week disrupted Governor Abbott speaking on behalf of the children to talk about gun control. And I support gun control too. You want to have a firm grip on your weapon when using it.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, Beto.
Hey, quick question, Joe.
How do you feel exploiting dead kids? How do you feel exploiting dead kids, Beto? Do you care? The parents in Uvalde said they didn't want you there. The parents in Uvalde said they didn't want you there, Beto. What do you say to the parents I talked to yesterday in Uvalde that said they didn't want you there? They didn't want you to do that, Beto. They didn't want you to exploit dead kids, Beto. Why are you exploiting dead kids, Beto? Beto! Beto! Beto!
Now, something funny about Beto O'Rourke is he has his own past. This is a writing from Beto O'Rourke. Visions from the Last Crusade. Not many people are going to show you this. Like I said, this is a channel that's going to be bringing you things that other people will not bring you. Now, this is in his dream state. This is what he fantasizes about when he was a younger kid, the same age as the shooter. This feeling pervaded everything in my life. Yet the first few months, after realizing my goal, I had done nothing. Then one day, as I was driving home from work, this is all Beto O'Rourke, I noticed two children crossing the street. They were happy to be free from their troubles. I knew, however, that this happiness and sense of freedom were much too overwhelming for them. This happiness was mine by right. So this is the kind of guy we're talking about here. That's very narcissistic. I had earned it in my dreams, so also crazy. As I neared the young ones, I put all the weight on my right foot, keeping the accelerator pedal on the floor until I heard the crashing of the two children on the hood and then the sharp cry of pain from one of the two. I was so fascinated for a moment that when after I stopped my vehicle, I just sat in a daze, sweet visions filling my head. My dreams abruptly ended when I heard a loud banging on the front window. It was an old man who was using a cane to awaken me. He might have been a witness to my act of love. That's what he calls dreaming of killing children. I was not sure, nor did I care. It was simply ecstasy. As I drove home, I envisioned myself committing more of these acts of love. And after a while, I had no trouble carrying them out. The more people I killed, the longer my dreams were. I soon quit my job. I stayed home in my house in a comatose state. My dreams grew longer and more vivid. They kept me alive and proved to me the only thing to live for. I had killed nearly 38 people by that time of my 23rd birthday, and each one was more fulfilling than the last. Beto O'Rourke, everybody. Beto O'Rourke. So, in the subsequent videos I'll be bringing you, I will give you the detailed timeline from all the things that I put together. But let me just explain to the parents one more time. The Uvalde School District and districts all over the country are using AI programs that root out what they call potential mass killers and monitor all social media for threats of potential shooters. Just more invasive big tech. And what did it do this time? They paid all this money. Texas pays millions of dollars for this, and each school district pays hundreds of thousands of dollars for this, just like Uvalde did. And what did it do? Nothing. They had them on Facebook, the easiest place to find information. And this so-called great AI company that saved so many lives didn't catch on to a person that they already have under monitoring, because in 2018 he was involved in writings and drawings and talking about, and actually arrested for talking about a school shooting that he wanted to perpetrate. So he was on the radar, let alone all the students in this district are on the radar. Yet, it just didn't work. The district revealed Monday it had been using the platform to monitor all social media with a connection to Uvalde as a measure to identify any possible threats that might be made against students and or staff within the school district. Yet, this very evasive cross-dresser who lives with his grandma but was able to afford these guns just snuck by the system. But I just wanted to introduce myself. Ultra Maga Truth Media, as someone that you guys can count on, you guys can trust, and as someone that you can leave comments and you'll actually get commented back to. Someone you can come to with questions, someone you can rely on to do deep investigations. There will be streams on this channel along with videos, but I just wanted to introduce myself. So let's leave on a positive note. We had a hero off-duty Border Patrol agent, not like the Border Patrol agents that stood outside for an hour while there was a massacre going inside. He was getting a haircut, and he hears about the Uvalde shooting. He borrows a barber's shotgun, rushed to the school, and dragged dozens of kids out of windows, and also saved his daughter and wife. I mean, what a great story. Quote, "I love you," she sent, prompting Alvarado to leap from his chair, commandeer the barber's shotgun, which he kept in the shop, and rush to the elementary school where he there had made plans with the other officers to rescue the children trapped inside. Alvarado and other officers, he had made the evacuation plan with entering the school in the wing where his second grade daughter was, and swiftly began to clear each classroom, guiding dozens of terrified children and teachers out of the school and to safety. You know, like the other officers couldn't do. Off-duty customs, Jacob Alvarado. Now, I usually don't do this. I like to have everything set up, but I'd like to see if there's a interview with him, because you know you need a little positivity when there's stuff like this going on. And trust me, we have tons of topics to get through. This is an introduction video, and nope, I did not mean Jacob Alvarado. I spelled it correctly. Oh, man. And then the rumors of officers just going in to rescue their own children. I mean, man. That's tough. That's tough. Of course, Snopes is gonna, say what they want to say. Get this video to play here.
Has an update for us in Uvalde from DPS. Vanessa? Deborah, we're here with Lieutenant Chris Olivares with DPS. He's going to tell us a little bit more about what he's learned that happened out here at Robb Elementary today. And Lieutenant Olivares, we've just learned that 18 students have been killed.
Right, Vanessa. So first I want to acknowledge the brave men and women of law enforcement that showed up to the scene, that actually were involved in the scene, that actually made entry into this school and saved more lives. That, of course, we lost 18, but I want to praise those.
An hour late, but sure.
Brave men and women of law enforcement. Also, offer our condolences on behalf of Texas Department of Public Safety to the families, to the victims, and the entire Uvalde community. So what we do know right now that the suspect was involved in a family disturbance earlier on the day with his grandmother, in which he shot his grandmother. From that point on, what we do know is that local law enforcement received a call of a crash and a man with a gun nearby where the school's at. At that point, local law enforcement responded to the school. The suspect made entry into the school, and as soon as he made entry into the school, he started shooting children, teachers, whoever was in his way. He was shooting everybody. We had.
Now, I just can't reconcile, and I don't want to go conspiracy theory on anybody here, but he was tracked down and they had his vehicle crashed off to the side of the road. You've seen pictures of the truck, and he was able, surrounded by police, to get out of his vehicle and make his way into the school without any one of them shooting him, stopping him, tackling him. Their number one prevention at that point would be to stop him from entering that school, and they failed in their duty. This is Ultra Maga Truth Media. It's nice to meet all you guys. Hopefully you subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you find the channel. I'm very suppressed. I believe they have a voice recognition on me to suppress my channels. Again, maybe I do get a little conspiratorial. But all my communities that I've grown in the past have been awesome, and I have no doubt that this one will be too. So I appreciate everybody that stopped by and watched this video. Leave it a like, subscribe, and there is ways to support the work I'm doing, and I'll leave those links in the description. Thank you guys very much, and just keep your freedoms. Don't let them take anything away from you. Don't let them scare you with monkeypox. Don't let them scare you with bird flu. Use your gut instinct, because these people absolutely hate you. They think you are useless eaters. They think that you are useless humans that will be replaced by robots. They have no qualms about anything. Just look at how they talk about abortion. Look at how they talk about human life. They have no regard for you. So you do your best job to look out for yourself, your family, and your closest friends. And then if you can, expand it out to the community, and then further and further from there, until we get this message of freedom across this once great nation. I love you all, and I hope to see you in the next one. Maga Truth Media, signing out.